There is no better time than today to be a filmmaker. And that's because there are companies out there like ZCam who are making great affordable products. And today, we're gonna look at something you may not thought that ZCam makes, and that's the ZOLAR 1x1 LED light panel. Now, they make a selection of different types of light panels. This is the ZOLAR Toliman 30C, which is a bicolor LED panel. They are true professional lights, meaning that they have both DMX and ArtNet 4, which means you can plug these up to a light board or dimmer board. It also has a range of different types of effects like paparazzi and storm and flash and bad bulb, many different effects that you can also run from your dimmer board. And another key feature about these is the app from ZCam. You can connect these to an app through a wireless connection, which means you don't need a wireless network to connect the light to the app. So if you're out on location somewhere and you don't have a Ethernet or a wireless connection, you can easily connect these out in the middle of the woods. That comes to another point where these are completely portable with the capability of using two 14.4 volt V-mount batteries to power this light. So you can power this light on the go. Since it has a 4-pin XLR connection, you can power these off a battery brick, something like a Anton Bauer battery brick. And what truly makes this light special is how color accurate they are. They are one of the most color accurate LED panels on the market today and has many different features for you. One, it has a stylist diffusion panel, which has a 90 and 127 degrees. So on one side, the A side, you flip it, it's a 90-degree beam, and then you flip it over to the other side, and it's a 127-degree beam. So you get a little bit wider, a little bit tighter beam out of this. So if you want to spot it in just a little bit, you're capable of spotting it in. Back in the day, you used to have to buy an LED panel that was either a spot panel or a flood panel. No more today. You just flip the stylist and then you get a tighter or wider beam. One other thing I want to include is that you get a controller with the light. You don't have to pay extra for the controller. It actually comes with the light. And you've got your remote control plug in right there. So if you need to run this light up very high in the sky, you're still able to control it if you're not using DMX, ArtNet, or you don't want to use the app on your iPad or Android device. But I find the app very intuitive, very easy to use, and since you don't need a wireless connection, there's no reason not to use the app. But it's just a little extra feature if you do want to have a controller to just hang on your light and be able to control all the functions with that. You have both a ballast here, which houses your V-mount batteries, and you have a power switch on the ballast itself, and you have a power switch on the light itself. Let me turn this off. It's got your standard twist lock. So you just put it in there, twist, power lock, goes to your wall outlet or your distro box. You got your 3-pin XLR, that's to run AC power, and then you have another cable, which is a 4-pin XLR cable that you have to switch to run V-mount battery power. That's a plus and minus. You know, if you got to go out in the field and you have to adapt V-mount batteries to it, you do have to switch out the cable here to a 4-pin instead of a 3-pin. Up to 5600 down to 3200 degrees Kelvin. Beautiful light, very color accurate, and runs up to 50,000 hours of life. And then after that, they usually say it's about a 5% loss of color temperature. It is a 200 watt light, which is roughly the equivalent of a 1,000 watt tungsten light. Perfect for anything, for interviews, for what I have here. It's just a pure white background. And we can blow this guy up, set it to 3200 first. Let's put that intensity all the way up. And we can kind of see just the beautiful orange 3200 degrees Kelvin light on the back wall there. It's truly just a gorgeous color accurate light that I have used on other projects, many projects, even used them on a short film. Here's your daylight balance here. Has just an even glow to it, and I can, as you can see, I can light up the background no problem. If I wanted to work these on a cyc wall and hang them from the sky, they have a beautiful even beam. And then we can kind of take a look here at the stylist from A side to B side. And just gives me a little bit wider of an angle here. And it does come with some cool attachments to it. One including if you wanted to add barn doors onto this light. They have a few accessories you can purchase to do so. Now I can control the light even more with some barn doors. Now I'm not usually big on using barn doors with LED panels. Normally, even with an LED panel, I'm going to go through some diffusion, and then from there I will flag it off. But it's nice if you have to go out there for some kind of interview and you can't carry a bunch of flags and diffusion and cutters and all that stuff, and C-stands, which are very big and bulky. If you can't do that, having barn doors is much better, just to kind of knock the light off a little bit there, like so. Another feature that they have, which I really like, they have softbox with a snap grid. This is a great piece also when you got to go out there and you got to shoot some kind of interview, or you got to light up people and you don't want to use big diffusion panels, or you don't have the space or anything like that. This is what makes this light very portable, is you just pop on a softbox with the snap grid. Like so. Now you've got a beautiful softbox with a very nice magic cloth for your diffuser, and then a very nice snap grid that snaps right into place, folds up very nicely. Well-made snap grid, goes in your case, and is portable for you to go anywhere. Like I said, I take this light with me on any interview that I'm going to do, and I need to stay pretty lightweight and quick setup. I take this light with me just to, I use this as a key for all my interview setups, and then I will use maybe the second one, like a Vega, which we'll look at in another video. I got the Vega that I will use as maybe a backlight or something like that. Or maybe I need to do a little extra fill with another light. What I really love about this light is how color accurate it is, and then all the extra little features about it. You can see in these videos that I have used these lights, and I use them all the time on all my interview setups. I will show you footage now as I talk about the light. It just has a beautiful natural glow to it, great on the skin tones. I couldn't ask for a better light, and the portability and the color accuracy. So that saves me time in the editing room, where I'm not trying to mask out people and change the color of their skin tone or do anything like that. That's what really makes this a perfect filmmaker's light and a true professional light. I have no problem taking these lights out on any professional gig, and I do so regularly. There are some disadvantages to it, like putting the ballast on there makes it a little wonky. Having to add a wireless antenna here, which might get broken if I have a crew and they're not really aware of it. They might slam it into the carrying case back here without taking the wireless antenna off. That's one of those things. Every time I take this light out, I have to be like, beware of the antenna. Take the antenna off. Don't push it into the box. Make sure you take the antenna off and put it away in some package extra that I carry around to hold this guy. You've probably seen this light before, and many people have talked about this light before, and there's a reason for that. And it is really the quality of build, the aluminum housing, the fan, which is very quiet. We'll see if this Sennheiser will pick up that fan. And just the quality of the light and the color accuracy of the light, that's really what makes this a perfect light for any scenario. I know I talk a lot about lights on my channel, and I know like a lot of people don't watch in the hundreds of thousands of people watching about lights, but truly I feel from my 20 years of experience that lighting is more important than anything out there. Lighting is what you use to create mood, make some color shifts, create natural looking environments, create depth. You've never seen a movie or commercial out there that has not used artificial lighting to help create some kind of emotion, some kind of depth to their scene. And that's why I talk a lot about lighting, because a camera is a camera. There's so many great cameras out there, but that's just one tool. And I really like the many tools that are out here today. And that's why I talk a lot about lighting, soft lights, LED panel lights, for interview setups, for corporate videos, for films, and for commercials. I really like these lights. And then there's the other aspect, like this one light is not gonna do the entire job for you. I like to have many different lights. I like to have a set of tube lights. I like to have hard lights. I like to have tungsten lights. I like to have Fresnel lights. I like to have open face. That's why on my channel you see a lot, because this light isn't really going to do an entire job. This isn't going to be the sunlight coming in through the window, but it will mimic the sunlight coming through the window. That's something I'm going to use as a key light. And then I need a harder light to actually come through the window to represent the sun. This is how you end up with a natural looking commercial or film. And that's why I talk a lot about lighting. And the other thing I really enjoy about lighting, not just doing it itself, but companies like ZCam and the ZOLAR light who are coming out with fantastic lights at an affordable price. Before, many years ago, when you were talking about buying lighting, you could spend easily $5,000 to $10,000 on maybe something like Kino flows, which are not cheap. They're $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. I don't need a Kino flow now. I can spend $700 on this Toliman 30C. I can spend $700 and get a fantastic light just as good as a Kino flow and just as powerful as a Kino flow, like a 4-bank Kino. Or before, you used to have to buy 1200 watt HMI lights to match the sunlight, or you had to buy tungsten lights to use in studio and then change your color temperature. Lights like this are very versatile for me, and that's why I speak a whole lot about lighting, because that's the most important thing out there, is really lighting your scene and getting some beautiful looks while while doing so. Creating some beautiful pictures. Camera's just one tool, lighting's the complete package. So that's gonna do it for this video. I hope you like and subscribe, and I hope you love lighting as much as I do. And look for future videos about ZOLAR, and we'll do some lighting tests with it just to kind of show you how beautiful these lights really are. And till next time, remember, go out there and keep shooting.